Hello, fellow humans. My name is Dorothy Laxton, and this is Fostering Untethered Communication and Knowledge, an adventure in stimulating objective, critical thought, shining the spotlight through individual spectacles, putting it once again on the bigger picture and our parts in it. Searching for life beyond the lifestyles we North American urban dwellers have to choose to chase, encouraging all to participate in positive change. Hello, fellow humans. It is January 28th, 2021. My name is Dorothy. Here in Canada, it is Bell Let's Talk Day. And I'm going to talk about something that is very difficult because it's so funny how we live in a society that literally vilifies the emotional experience. Any emotional experience but what feels good in this moment right now. Or what feels good to me, what I think is good. And that is dangerous because we also live in a society that has shaped us through marketing and things to be very, very reactive to that. Does this feel good? Does this not feel good? If it doesn't feel good, oh. So today it's Bell Let's Talk Day and it's morning and I'm pacing through my apartment because a thought just came to me, and I'm going to talk about something extremely difficult here because it's something that everybody reacts to. Everybody reacts to, and that is why this is a problem we keep clinging to, because it's dealt with in a reactive, combative manner, and it is not reaping results. It's something I've seen come up several times in my life, and the same thing happens. There's this social war, and then everybody forgets about it until the next time. And this is very relevant today when we're talking about mental health. George Floyd, I have not watched the video. I had somebody describe it to me. I don't understand why people, once upon a time, you couldn't see that kind of thing. This is the world we live in, people, and it scares me and makes me sad. George Floyd sounds like he was having an anxiety attack. I haven't watched the video, and I'm going to put this out there to anybody who has. I really want people to stop and think if there is anything in that video other than the fact that George Floyd was a black man that indicates that what happened was because he was black. Because I know people, I've had conversations with people who have been having anxiety attacks in the middle of a conflict with the police and have been manhandled and have had excessive force used against them. Because what happens is as you're having an anxiety attack, you struggle more and they struggle back. Okay? Is it possible that the real issue with what happened to George Floyd wasn't he was a black man, but he was somebody who was experiencing a mental health crisis, and the police have the same attitude towards that as they do to black people? Are we really fighting for the right marginalized group here? And is it fair that anytime somebody like me brings up these thoughts that maybe we should be examining the actual wrongdoing, not why? Because I will tell you, assholes will be assholes to everybody. Ultimately, whether or not they wave a particular flag in one direction, assholes will be assholes to everybody. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. They may, say this group is who I hate, but they'll hate on their own kind as much as they'll hate on anybody else. It's the hate we've got to get rid of. It's the violent reactiveness we have to get rid of. We have to start objectively looking at these situations and dealing with the problem, not the war. As long as we just keep fighting one another and we don't actually start, Those police officers should all be held accountable for what happened. Do I think what happened to George Floyd is right? Not by any stretch of the imagination. Do I think that law enforcement generally has a lot to learn with dealing with human beings? But I really want people to think about how this racial tension war that keeps getting played up in our media to keep us hating one another, if that really is what the issue is, or if it's used to rile us up. I'm not saying don't do anything about that. It's just, was it because of the color of his skin, or was it because he was having a mental health crisis? It's Bell Let's Talk Day. Let's talk about what happens to any marginalized person. We all get to a breaking point. I spoke to a homeless man who had just got out of the Don jail. And he was nice and clean. He had brand new clothes on that they gave him. He had had a shower. He felt great. And he was sitting outside of Starbucks waiting to ask them if when they closed he could sleep in their doorway. I think I might have bought him a coffee. I can't remember. But he talked to me for a little while, and he told me about why he was in the Don jail. And he was in the Don jail because, yeah, he's an addict. And he was freaking out one night. And he got scared and he broke somebody's window. And they charged him with B&E. And they put him in jail. And he was actually kind of grateful for that because he had a dry place to sleep and some food to eat for a while. And he was glad to have the clean clothes and everything that he had on him. And he was grateful. And he was going to kindly and gently ask a corporate entity to shelter in their doorway. He was a human being. And George Floyd was a human being who apparently was having a panic attack. He just couldn't get in that car, from what I've been told. And I really, I think we need to think about why that actually happened. And I think we need to think about the good or not that it does when we decide that that's what happened because of a narrative and not because of what actually happened in the situation. We need to be looking at these things as the incidents they are. The way we do with everything else, we compartmentalize everything else. And that's not because we individually do it. It's because the message that we get is this. And if the message that we got that was being sold to everybody was the opposite, it would be the same thing, because the behaviors that are coming out of the rights movements are just as deplorable. Like rationalizing bad behavior with bad behavior, trust me, as somebody who's struggled with mental health and addiction issues their entire life. Rationalizing bad behavior because of other bad behavior is absolutely 100% illogical, hypocritical, and destructive. It's Bell Let's Talk Day, and I'm talking. And I hope that people listen. Thank you very much.